Dorian, but you had the tricep reattached. How come you never had the bicep reattached?
Because the tricep was a tear from the tendon where it attaches to the bone, so it's easy enough, you know, put the tendon back on the bone. Actually, what they did, they drilled 2 holes in the elbow and like threaded the tendon through and tied it. Pretty much just tied the knot in it at the end, and then the tendon slowly becomes, you know, the bone and tendon become one, they merge together. Where the bicep tear was in the belly of the bicep, so the bicep muscle just ripped away from the tendon a little bit and moved up. So there's really nothing you can do to, you know, to repair that, unfortunately. Otherwise, you know, if there was an option there, I would have looked into that, but it wasn't.
That's good why you didn't. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
When do you think you're in your best shape of all the contests?
When do I think I was in the best shape of all the contests? That would be tossing a coin between 93, as we talked about earlier on. 93, I came in probably setting new standards for muscle size. Not only that, like super hard condition, which is, you know, everyone says Dorian brought in an era of the mass monsters and everything, but genuinely, I never went into a contest being concerned about size. I was almost over-obsessed with coming in being shredded. You know, I wanted shredded ass. I wanted everything. I wanted people to see the fibers. You know, I wanted to be able to see through and see my kidney function. I just wanted to freaking stuff. You know, size for me was secondary, but I had a lot of muscle size as well. So 93, I was very, very happy, and 95, I think I took that size that I had in 93. But there was more detail. My back was definitely better. It was more detailed rather than just being big and super hard. There was more detail there, so it was a little bit more refined. But obviously in 95, I've had the bicep tear was there, so that affects. Well, actually, I only affect one pose, front double bicep. You know, of all. There are some people who say, "How can Dorian win the Mr. Olympia with like one bicep, the torn bicep?" Well, I don't make the rules, right? Let's analyze how the competition is judged. First round is front relax, side relax, you know, quarter turns. Bicep tear is not visible. Doesn't affect those, okay? So that goes to Dorian. Thank you. That's 1 round to me. Okay? Second round is compulsory poses. 7 poses. Front double bicep, the bicep tear is visible. Dorian gets beaten by everybody in the lineup. Okay, let's say everybody beats me. Fair enough. Still got 6 other poses there that pretty much beat everybody on. So apart from the bicep tear, I would go with 95. So it's a toss-up between 93 and 95. I would have a calorie level calculated for the week, so that I would be losing. First couple of weeks in my diet, I would lose. Maybe the first week 5 or 6 pounds, because it's initially when I lower the carbs I lose a lot of water. But it'll probably level out. I was looking for 2 or 3 pounds a week. So I'd have a calorie level, but I would vary it from day to day. So let's say I calculated I needed to eat 4,000 calories a day to get my weight loss that I'm looking for. I would do maybe on day 1 3,500, day 2 4,000, day 3 4,500. And the next 3 days the same thing. So it averages out, but I'm not exactly the same every day, so your body gets used to it. And then once a week, I would eat normally, like I would in the off-season. You know, so I'll probably go up to 6,000 calories, and that would include some of the things that I wanted to eat, like ice cream, a nice steak, and a big bowl of Cheerios or whatever it was, you know. So that day I would eat normally. So I would get a mental, you know, I'd get a mental break on that day where I could eat what I want and kind of relax. And then actually, like the next day, I was really keen to get back on my diet. So I'm such a fat bastard. I better get back on my diet. And then towards the end of the week, you know, it's getting tough, and it's getting tough. And then, you know, so it gives your metabolism a little boost because your body doesn't think it's starving. If you're on a low-calorie diet all the time, your body can go into starvation mode and just start slowing its metabolic rate down. So there's a physical reason for it, and there was a mental reason as well. And I remember being in a restaurant and eating big chocolate cake with ice cream and stuff 3 weeks out from Olympia. So if people saw me, they'd be freaking, but I knew what I was doing, you know.
with regard to off-season nutrition, now I've seen pictures of you off-season, you never got fat. I've seen pictures of when you started training. Obviously, body fat was never a huge issue for you. So you probably had a lot more leeway in what you could do calorie-wise in the off-season. For myself, if I'm not careful, I'll turn into a fat towel without the corresponding muscle gain that some people would get. So someone in my situation who wants to gain more muscle, but at the same time, be able to see what color my shoes are, what would you say? Is it more important to eat more for recovery and growth and do more cardio, or where's the balance?
You've got to eat enough so you meet all your energy requirements and everything, and then probably 500 calories in excess of that. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't make it a practice of eating above that and then doing more cardio exercise just to burn off the extra calories you had, because that, if you do too much cardio exercise, it's going to interfere with your weight training and your muscle building. And that's, your body adapts to the kind of stress and kind of training that you do. And you can't be a bodybuilder or a strength athlete with huge muscles and be a marathon runner at the same time. You're sending contradictory messages to your body. Having said that, a small amount of cardio can be useful. If you do like 30 minutes 3 times a week or something, even in off season, that can, if it's not high intensity cardio, it's moderate cardio, 120 beats a minute or something like that. It's flushing blood around your system, it's helping get rid of the waste products. It can actually help your recovery process, but there's a fine line, you can't do too much. And yes, when I started bodybuilding, I was naturally lean. I always had like abdominals and intercostals and everything all the time. But that didn't mean that I was sloppy and I could get away with eating what I wanted to eat. I was actually even, a lot of people who are very good at something, they are a little bit on the obsessive side, and I was like that with bodybuilding. I wouldn't eat in a restaurant, even in off season, maybe once a week, but I would weigh my food even in the off season. I would know exactly how many calories I was on. So if I was on 5,800 calories and I felt like things are slowing down and maybe I need to kick it up a little bit, I would add 300 or 400 calories. But in order to be that precise, you have to have a handle on exactly what you're doing. If you're just eating in a restaurant, you eat a big plate of rice and a steak, and that's the way you're doing things, you can't be that precise because you can't measure things. So I don't know if everyone needs to be that extreme, but that's the way I did it, and it gave me a handle on. I could go up, I could go down, and I knew exactly what I was doing. And I made a point of writing everything down as well, so then I could look back, and I could look at the diet and the training and everything. Maybe there was some period last year or whatever in February, March when you made really good progress. If you haven't got that written down, what you're doing, you haven't got a reference to see what was working for you, and over the years what doesn't work for you, and getting ready for a competition is even more important. What works and what doesn't work, because it's a little trial and error, and if it doesn't work, you throw it out. You're not going to do that anymore, and eventually your game plan gets better and better until you can pretty much almost predict what's going to happen. Of course, there's always other factors involved, and the body doesn't always react exactly the same, but it's as close as you can get to being a science, I rotated them, but there would be a gradual reduction as I got nearer, because even with the best will in the world, rotating your calories and doing cardio and everything, your metabolism is still going to slow down a little bit. So to keep that 2 or 3 pound a week weight loss going, just to give you an example, I'd probably start dieting on an average of 4,500 calories, right near to the contest. I'd probably be under 4,000, not much more than that. So I may have dropped like a 200 calorie reduction every 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. I just was gauging how I looked in the mirror, how the weight was going and so on. But again, to make those small increments or reductions, you have to know exactly how many calories you're taking in, how much protein and everything. So if you're on 4,500, you may be taking along 2 or 3 pounds a week, but then it might slow down, so you're going to have to drop another 300 or something just to get it going. So yeah, probably rarely went much below 4,000 calories.
Did you rotate your calories in the off-season?
I didn't rotate calories in the off-season. I had a pretty much good idea of what the calorie intake was, and it may vary a couple of hundred calories every day, but it was pretty precise. I think about 6,500 was the most I went up to, but mostly it was around 6,000 was the average off-season. So you can see it's not a crazy big difference between the off-season and pre-contest. The mistake that some people make is like, okay, it's off-season, I'm just going to eat a ton of food and get big, and I'm going to eat 8,000 calories a day. Oh, it's contest time now, I'm going to eat one piece of chicken and a piece of rice because it's contest time. Yeah, I'm going to eat only chicken and rice, you know? And there's a huge drop from the off season. It's not necessary. If you're on like a maintenance or just above maintenance in off season, you only need to drop like 1,000 calories to start losing weight.
Going into a contest, like what kind of foods did you eat?
Going into a contest, the protein foods I had were obviously a protein supplement, eggs, mainly the egg whites, some egg yellows, turkey breast, chicken breast, and lean ground beef. I always like to keep beef on my diet, and you can get lean beef that's almost as lean as chicken breast, and I think it's a better source of protein, better amino acids, and so on. So they were the main protein sources. Carbohydrates was pretty much oatmeal, brown rice, sweet potato, and green vegetables. A little fruit maybe, not much.
How often did you train a day?
Sorry?
How often did you train per day?
Trained weight training once a day, 4 times a week, less than 1 hour. And coming to a contest, I did 2 sessions of cardio a day, 30 or 40 minutes in the morning, 30 or 40 minutes in the evening, and moderate though. You know, I used to take my dogs out and walk them for 40 minutes at a good pace, and I consider that a cardio session. It's not going to increase your cardiovascular fitness, but it's just a calorie burner thing, you know. For 40 minutes I'm walking at a fast pace, get my heart rate up a little bit, burn calories without, overtaxing my system and interfering with the recovery from the weight training. At the end of the day I'm a bodybuilder and I want to, maintain that muscle. So I don't want to do anything to interfere with that. So moderate cardio, but yeah, 2 sessions a day, 40 minutes, 40 minutes. And I would start that as soon as I started my contest prep. A lot of people, I'm going to start dieting, and then I'm going to do 1 cardio session a day, and then I'm going to do 2. I'm like, I want to lose body fat, so I'm going to start doing cardio. And when my body fat gets low, I'm going to stop doing cardio. So I'll probably do 2 sessions a day, getting nearer to the contest. I might cut back to 1 a day, or I might totally eliminate it. If I've got no body fat to lose, why am I sitting on the bike pedaling away? What am I going to lose? I'm going to start losing muscle. So it's just a tool. I just use cardio as a calorie burning tool. That's it.
One of the things you said learning now from your back, really kind of the intensity back when you were doing contest. How do you know that you
Well, as I discussed earlier, I've had 2 serious injuries while I was competing. One was a bicep tear, one was a tricep tendon tear, and they were both in the pre-contest phase. You push to muscular failure or beyond or whatever to overstress the muscle to get muscle growth. You're getting ready for a contest. There's not enough calories there for you to get any bigger. So you really should be shifting into maintenance. Muscle mass maintenance, and to maintain is a lot easier than stimulating the muscle growth in the first place. So I would shift over to just training to failure or short of failure and reducing the risk, because getting ready for a contest, first of all, you're on less calories, your body fat's lower, you're probably carrying less water, your energy is lower, you're definitely not sleeping well, because when you're on a low calorie diet, your body's got this automatic alarm bell in the head that rings every 2 hours. Food. You got to wake up and have food. I'm starving. Wake up, eat the cookies. Every 2 hours you're getting this message in your head, and then you got to go and sit and watch MTV or something until you fall asleep. So you don't sleep well. Just when you're on a low-calorie diet, you don't sleep well. So all that is increasing potential for getting injured, and that's the one thing. If I could go back and change it, that's the one thing I would do, theoretically. Anyway, being me, maybe I wouldn't. But advising somebody else is easier, right? I would tell people, like, be careful that last 6 to 8 weeks. Don't risk injuring yourself. And actually, training too intensely without the nutritional intake, you could get overtrained. You might lose muscle mass that way. So I would definitely back off the last couple of months. I'm not telling people, like, start training with light weights and doing 20 reps or something like that. Just don't push it past that red line of risk. It's not worth it.
My overall goal is to be able to smash that into a TV and using it. So when I started eating 2 meals a day, I started growing belly. The food that I eat is still clean, it's not healthy.
Yeah.
I'm starting to grow belly and I'm liking the fact that I'm growing
You know, people think because they eat certain foods that are so-called clean foods, you know, rice and potatoes or whatever, they won't put on body fat. The bottom line is, if your calorie intake exceeds your calorie expenditure, it's got to go somewhere, right? Your body's going to store it, and your body's basically a survival mechanism. So if you give it more calories than it needs, it's going to store that in case one day you're starving and you can't get food. You know? So it's going to store it as body fat, and whether it comes from white rice or cookie or whatever, it doesn't matter. A calorie is a calorie at the end of the day. It's a measurement of energy. So if you're taking in more than you burn, you're going to store it. So it's a good idea to eat more meals. The person who advised you there was correct. But what you should have done is consume the same amount of calories that you were having before, but just make it into more feedings. You know, instead of eating 3 big meals, eat 6 small meals. You're going to absorb more of the nutrition, and eating them more frequently as well is going to increase your calories. So then you lose body fat. So you're on the right track. You just need to cut back on the calories, probably from the carbohydrates.